So the narrative so far has been it's just right-wing men that are angry about Supergirl. They think that it's the men trying to destroy this movie.
The Christian dads.
The Christian dads are having their revenge. We're going to talk about this because Geeky actually did a video on Supergirl a couple of days ago. She's not real happy with what she's seeing either, but it's not tracking very well. Right. And I'm sorry, every time they put some new promotional piece of something out, the movie just it's not appealing to me in the least. And it might be a good movie. Ultimately, I've seen movies that the trailers did nothing for me, but then I actually sat down and watched the movie. The movie is pretty good. That's neither here nor there. The purpose of the marketing and the promotion is to get butts in seats, especially opening weekend. And right now, it seems like every time they try to do something that's supposed to push people in that direction, they're actually pushing them away.
Well, I think between the way Supergirl's acting and the fact that it's a male-dominated franchise and she's basically the actress out there making comments, and the fact that there's the whole, if you want women to come, the dog might die is probably not the way to do that either.
Dog might die. Well, this is Grace Randolph. So this is the thing. Again, the narrative has been right-wing chuds, right-wing neckbeard men. Grace Randolph is definitely on the left, and she's definitely not a man the last time I checked. Not that I checked, but she doesn't like you very much. I don't understand.
I'm blocked. I don't know why.
I have no idea.
Can't take the competition there, Grace, huh? Okay.
Did you ever even interact with her? I don't think you've ever interacted with her. I think
I made fun of her once for something. And
that's probably why she blocked you then. But so this is really interesting coming from her, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this. I think people are just tired of the whole right wing, left wing, whatever. It's like either the movie's good and looks good, or it doesn't. Right now, they need all the help they can get, and Millie Alcock is turning into anti-help. She's saying some stuff that maybe she didn't mean maliciously necessarily, but she really needs to just keep her mouth shut at this point.
She hasn't gone full Zegler. They're comparing her comments to Zegler, but she hasn't gone full Zegler. Never go full Zegler.
No, but it's not going to help the box office. And this movie's already tracking low. It's already tracking like the Marvels. That's not good.
No.
So let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's moreclownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV and more podcasts and episodes you will not find here on YouTube. And if you'd like to listen to us instead of watch us, you can go out to iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you pick up your podcast, listen to your podcast. Thank you very much for that. And you can go back and you can check out that episode that Geeky did talking about the tracking, and it's not tracking real well.
I think it's probably going to drop before it goes up. They said low end could be like the Marvels, and I think it's going to end up there more so than the higher end.
What's interesting about this though is just the trailers, because we saw the new trailer the other day when we went to go see Mando and Grogu, and they put Superman in the trailer first. Mm-hmm. Right. So they know that some damage is being done. They know that they're trying to win people back. Like, oh yeah, look, Superman's in this. But the thing is this movie tonally does not look like it belongs in the same universe as the Superman movie, which looked like a bright, cheery comic. This looks like another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but dingier. And it doesn't scream Supergirl to me at all.
I mean, no, because like when you think of Supergirl, you think of I know she was obviously not Superman and all that, but they're making her like I was assuming like Origin, where they're making her like she's a drunk all the time and everything else. I thought they couldn't really get like that much, but and that's what they come across as, like she's like a this lost and she has to find her way.
Bitter,
and I'm sure it's going to be like she gets the suit and look and she found her way or something like that. But mostly I'm watching it and I'm like, eh. I mean, as a woman who I guess I'm probably your target demographic with this one, all I want to know is that are they going to kill the dog? I mean, and if they do, I'm not going to see it. That's all I mean.
That's all you care about.
That pretty much is it. And then there's a big controversy with the popcorn bucket because the logo of popcorn bucket shows him on his like motorcycle thing.
Oh yeah. But
it only fits like a couple handfuls of popcorn.
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah, this is the Lobo popcorn bucket. If you guys can see this, it just looks like an action figure, and it literally holds like 1/2 scoop of popcorn.
It's like, why? Don't even call that a popcorn bucket. I mean, come on.
No, I know.
Insult our intelligence.
They should have just had like Supergirl's like mouth. Like you can either put a bottle in it or you put popcorn in it or something like that. Deadpool.
Why go for an A cup when you can go for a triple D? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, Lobo, I'm glad Lobo's in the movie. Actually, what this looks like to me from the trailer is a Lobo movie guest starring Supergirl. Tonally, it looks like Lobo. Right? It's very
and that's what people said. They should just did a Lobo movie, but they wanted to do like Supergirl, girl power. And the problem is there's nothing about this that says, that's like you said positive feminism or whatever. Yeah. It just seems like it's just, her being drunk and I mean, trying to save her dog's real. I mean, I get that. I would try to save my dog too. But the rest of it just doesn't look like, from a woman's standpoint, I'm just like,
Well, and that's what
don't care.
That's what Grace Randolph's saying too. So again, Grace Randolph, who's been super supportive of every female-led movie, pretty much, and they're pointing this out in Cosmic Book News too. They said Randolph has often supported female-led comic book movies. She made it clear she was not impressed with her comments. That probably was the Christian dad thing. She said, "I couldn't believe
that." She said before that about people judging women's bodies, and then she said, "I said people. I didn't say who." And then she right after the sentence right after was like, "But I meant men. Why do men think?" And then it was Christian dad. So she clearly just, instead of sidestepping it and moving on, like, I just said people. She had to double triple down on it, and like what she says here, I can't believe the publicist wasn't stopping her. That's what I was like. Why would you let her keep talking?
Yeah, they need to learn from Zegler. There needs to be like a Zegler protocol. Like you need to, Ezra Miller too. It's not like a sexist thing because Ezra Miller was the same way. Ezra Miller, it was all the controversy around Miller that tanked the Flash, but Zegler, it was 90% of the reason people wouldn't even give the movie a chance. Snow White was because she wouldn't shut the hell up.
She was insufferable. And then she's like, we hated that movie basically. So this one isn't going to have a Prince. No, it has a bandit. I'm like, this is dumb. And then her constant, and then telling half the country she wished them no peace and stuff. No, this girl hasn't gone that far. But the fact that they let her keep talking at all when she could have just deflected the question and been like, I said people, and then moved on. No, she had triple down to say, I said people, but I meant men. Here's why, basically is what she said.
So Grace Randolph says the interview was bad. I haven't watched the episode, her podcast yet, but they said the Variety interview was terrible. The comments were not good. She compared the situation to Rachel Zegler, pointing out how many interviews Zegler gave that ended up hurting Disney's Snow White before release. The movie itself sucking did not help, obviously, but
no.
Randolph said that by now studios and stars should know there's certain things you don't say when promoting a major franchise movie. She also brought up the Marvels, which leaned hard into girl power marketing before bombing at the box office. Her point was simple: turning a superhero movie into a lecture or messaging campaign can backfire.
Oh, you mean like we keep saying, which is that these superhero movies usually have a male-dominated audience, and if you try to be like girl power, and lecture men and tell them that they're istophobic, man, baby, toxic fans, isn't going to probably help your movie sell tickets? You mean like that? That we've been telling you?
Probably not. But if
now
we
Grace
say it,
says it,
if we say it, we're Nazis. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now everybody sees like, oh, wow, maybe trashing the audience before a movie comes out isn't good business. Just maybe it isn't good business. But again, if we say it, it's not, and I've said this for years, it's not what is said so much as it is who says it. Because they have it in their heads because we come up with their recommendations that we lean a certain way or whatever, that we're the bad guys. Really, I'm starting to think more and more it was the studios stirring up a lot of this controversy to try to get YouTubers to shut up. That's what I think was actually going on. I mean, I think there were some like crazy unhinged people on Reddit or whatever, but anybody that actually listens to our videos knows that for the most part, we give a pretty balanced take about things. We don't pull any punches, but we're not, out there hating on people just to hate on people. In this case, like I could give two shits about Supergirl one way or the other. Like I don't care. I know there are people making all kinds of videos. I don't really give a shit.
If you go up a little bit, they said that Randolph said that you should probably be out there. No, go the other way. That they said added that Alcock should be trying to befriend the audience before villainizing them.
What? What?
That's a crazy alt-right grifter talk there,
That's grifter talk. How dare you? Like,
I mean, you're starting to have some common sense there, Grace. Better put on the brakes a bit before you get labeled.
I am very surprised. I mean, they haven't purchased Warner Brothers yet, but I guarantee you if the Ellisons had control of Warner Brothers right now, Millie Alcock would shut her damn mouth. they'd be like, you need to shut up.
Well, this is it. They keep these young people. They obviously aren't training them. And they just double, triple down and just step in it further. And they didn't need to. And then I guess she said that she didn't watch Black Widow, Captain Marvel, or Wonder Woman before. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily like required to do. Because that's, Wonder Woman maybe. But then they're like, that's probably not great to admit that. And they said that her comments are bad. They should have done more research before talking Supergirl.
I was thinking, do you remember the whole thing with Avril Lavigne? Like, what was it, like 15,
David Bowie?
David Bowie. She said one of her favorite musicians.
It was an award show, wasn't it?
It was an award show. She's like, yeah, I love David Bowie. And everybody's just like, you just hear like crickets, like David Bowie? Okay, then. Okay, then. Oh, my God, get her off the stage. So Randolph said Alcock should have studied the women who came before her, including Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, see what worked, what failed, how those characters connected with the audiences. Support your fellow ladies, she said. She should have framed herself as honored to follow in the footsteps of Wonder Woman.
She
Black
could
Widow,
have, but I don't think it's required. I mean,
No.
Wonder Woman maybe because it's DC, but the other ones aren't required. Like, she didn't need to do that. I think that, I mean, it would be better if you did. And she could have been like following the footsteps, but basically you want her to be like, I'm so honored to be another female superhero and all that. Why? Well, the other guys don't have to do that. Why should they?
Okay, this is going to piss you off. So, so she said that, and again, she's allowed to say this because she's a left-leaning woman, right? So she.
Well, I was always the left too. They decided.
I know
that I
they decided
now
basically
I'm just independent because I got tired of their bullshit.
They decided, Reddit decided we were alt-right Nazis, even though we historically were left-leaning, but whatever. Okay, so she's criticizing the way Supergirl is being presented, which I agree with 100%. Nobody wants to see a slovenly, drunk, off her ass party girl Supergirl. Nobody wants to see that. But that's what they're going with, and it's based off of a Tom King comic that was an Elseworlds thing, I guess. And I've never read that. It was like Woman of Tomorrow or something. I haven't read it, but people said it was like a one-off. But she said the movie's not serving Supergirl well visually, bringing up Daisy Ridley and Kelly Marie Tran from Star Wars as other examples of actresses who, in her view, were not presented in the way they should have been. They should have had full hair and makeup, and they should look really fabulous. That's what you were saying about Kelly Marie Tran. They made her look dumpy.
They made her look frumpy as heck. No, my problem with Rose Tico, besides the fact that they looked frumpy, I like Kelly Marie Tran. My problem with Rose Tico was the fact that there was no purpose for her character. She just appeared out of nowhere, and her only well, that's not true. Her only purpose for her character was to be a foil to Finn. That was the only reason she existed. And that was got me mad. But yeah, I mean, she doesn't have to be super pretty. Like, she doesn't owe the audience pretty. I mean, I get that they're trying to go for that she's, I wouldn't have picked her, but they're trying to get the idea that she's coming from this bad, she's dealing with shit. And so she's got herself into a depression state and she's drinking and stuff, which is relatable. That's relatable. But that's not what you think of as superheroes. You think of, the best of us, the best qualities that they overcome. That's why they're superheroes,
There's so many I like James Gunn movies to an extent, but there's so many like James Gunn tropes, and it's always they have like a rockabilly sensibility to them. That's an awkward way to say it, but it's always like the down on your luck, misunderstood, everyman type character,
and he also kills animals all the time. So I'm just saying.
Killing the animals, but it's always like your home life sucks. You're an orphan. Your dad sucks. There's a lot of James Gunn.
In this case, her whole family died.
So, her whole family dies.
I mean, if my whole family died, I'd probably be drinking and stuff too.
But you want to see a Supergirl movie, and especially coming off of like the CW. Same with the Flash. Like the CW Flash should not have been infinitely better than the movie Flash, but it was. And same with Supergirl. I think it's going to be the same thing where the CW show is going to be better than the freaking movie.
See, to me, that doesn't bother me as much because I get they're trying to show that she's like rock bottom and then, and they have to get her out. Something has to get her pulled out of that, and that you might see her at the end as the character you're expecting. But if they don't show her at the end as the character you're expecting, but then like you pointed out to me, she was wearing the Supergirl outfit when she showed up at the Fortress of Solitude and like was flat on her ass drunk then too. So apparently she didn't learn anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Is that her character? Just my drunk ass party girl cousin? Like I don't want to see that version of Supergirl. I'm sorry. I thought she was annoying as hell in Superman. Actually, I thought she was one of the worst parts of Superman. But I'm like, okay, maybe if you watch enough of her, she'll grow on you. But I'm like, that is not that. The first impression of Supergirl in the James Gunniverse is she's a drunk ass bitch.
I was like, I'm Kara, and this is my so-called life.
Yeah,
But I'm just worried about the dog. I only care about Crypto. I mean, I honestly would. That's all I care about. I don't really have a desire to see it. I'll probably be going to see it just so I can review it. But I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, my excitement to see this movie is below sea level. And honestly, if a dog dies, I'm not even going to go.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I mean, I could look. This might wind up being the best movie ever. I just think it's highly ironic that the narrative so far has been, it's just a bunch of middle-aged Christian men who hate comic books and hate everything, who hate this movie. And now you got a professional movie critic on the left, a woman, saying, no, this kind of looks like trash, and she needs to shut up.
It goes down here. It said, maybe T-Mara said, Randolph said that she was bothered it wasn't directed by a woman. Well, who cares? You know, whatever.
Yeah, either
Randolph said she feels the Supergirl's been written for women in a way that could make the audience smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, let's make Supergirl, but she's not very super. She's just basically.
Well, not just that. They said the Barbie and Wonder Woman were written that men come to. No, I would argue Barbie not so much because Barbie it was a shit show against men. But Wonder Woman, they knew they had a male audience they wanted to come to. So they wrote it in such a way that men and women came. Where this is just so much like it's turning off the male audience. Make jokes if you will.
Well, okay, so my impression of this, just again, armchair observation based solely on the trailers, is Supergirl's being written like a male character. Like she's being written like a basically drunk ass Star-Lord.
2014 of them, or 2016 of them.
Yeah,
no. A strong female character is basically a man in a dress.
And the comic that this was based on was written by Tom King, who's depressed as fuck. Like the guy needs some pills.
Oh, I never would have gathered that. Like from what I've seen.
If he's not on pills, he needs some pills because he's like just a ray of sunshine. So it just comes across to me like this is just a drunk dude going through some stuff, but we're gonna swap a dude out for a girl, and hey, it's a Supergirl movie. Like, what?
Well, Randolph also said the image they show with her in the suit holding the dog, whatever, said may connect with women and LGBTQ fans, but does not think that the feeling connects with the core audience for this movie.
What is
which are men?
What is the core audience for?
By your own admission.
Like people are like, oh, this is gonna be a movie. Because here's the thing, like Wonder Woman was aspirational. Like you could take your kid to go see Wonder Woman and be like, wow, she's a superhero, right? Like it was, and the first Wonder Woman movie I thought was very good. The second one, no, was hot trash. But the first one I thought was really good. The first one
was very good.
And this one though, like you're gonna take your young daughter to go see drunk ass, depressed Supergirl. What? Mm-hmm. You know, I wouldn't. I'd be like,
sick dog.
And her sick dog, yeah. Drunk ass, depressed Supergirl going to a bar, getting in the bar fights, and her half dead dog. Well, it sounds like a good time.
You really like Crypto and Superman. Let's go see Supergirl and see what Crypto's up to.
Yeah, I don't think like Superman got the assignment.
Daisies.
Yes, he's dead. You got to learn about dog death. It's gonna be a YA novel from the
They better not kill Crypto.
70s.
I mean, in case you didn't gather, if they kill Crypto, I'm gonna effing riot.
But like, I don't understand. Like, this is a very James Gunn thing, and that works for certain characters, not for Supergirl. And I'm not saying the movie just objectively is going to be terrible, but this is not what people think. They were hoping, I think, for an optimistic, hopeful movie, colorful movie like Superman.
Why couldn't we just do Lobo? Why did it have to be Supergirl at all?
Movie, yeah.
I mean, at this point, it seems like you wanted to do a Lobo movie, but you wanted to do Woman, so you did Supergirl.
He wanted to do...
Honestly, that wasn't like the most pressing character everybody was wanting a movie for.
No, well, Superman, that was my biggest complaint about the Superman movie was it was the Terrifics guest starring Superman. It was all about Mr. Terrific.
Grace Randolph said the same thing. Okay, I didn't read this before.
Wow,
She said Supergirl is not that popular of a character and questioned why DC keeps going back to her. It lacks a strong villain, does not enough star power around Alcock, and Jason Momoa may not work as Lobo. Well, I don't know about that, but I'm just saying, I said the same thing. Why do you keep picking Supergirl when you could have done any of these other characters that were much more popular? Girl power.
Yeah, she said, why doesn't this look like a comic book? And that's what made Superman stand out against the Snyderverse, really, aesthetically, was it looked like it was a comic book, right? It looked very bright and colorful and optimistic. And unfortunately, saw the movie. I liked the cast. It was the Terrifics with guest starring Superman. But that being said, this doesn't even look like it takes place in the same universe.
They said, so how on earth does this movie not look like the comic? If you're going to adapt this comic to look like what made it special, why not do what made it special? Why do it?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I mean, this is it. It's like, so it's not just, again, the right-wing chuds. It's actually female, left-leaning female reviewers, professional critics. She used to actually be, I think, owned or worked with Warner Brothers through Rooster Teeth. And she's even like, what the hell? What are you doing?
I'm just saying everything that people like me have already said. But,
exactly.
But I'm
just saying, it's like,
common sense isn't,
things are changing because a couple of years ago, if you criticized Supergirl at all, if you criticized it at all, you would have been blasted as misogynist, sexist, racist, piece of trash, whatever. And they tried that stuff early on with Supergirl. There's a whole bunch of bot accounts out on Twitter and Instagram. If you said anything negative about this movie, they'd dogpile you. But I'm like, I don't think this shit's sticking anymore. I think people are just looking at it being like, yeah, this isn't.
It is what it is, and people just aren't interested. And the box office is showing that people aren't interested. The box office, estimations and estimates, I guess is the word. And they're like, and she's saying, Grace Randolph's saying nothing that we haven't already said before. It's just funny that she's saying it now. So now it counts. Welcome to being an alt-right grifter chud.
You're gonna be an alt-right grifter chud too, Grace. Welcome to the party. We've been here for like 8 years now.
We have a lot more fun.
We do. Yeah, we have a lot more fun over here. All right, we gotta wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.